All right, it's February 25th. I'm actually a few hours late. We hit our sub goal. Now, I don't know if any of you have been asking yourself what this sub goal was for. I'll tell you though. First off, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I have been putting in the work, and I'm glad that you guys appreciated it enough to subscribe. In this video, I'm going to read over some of the video comments, some of the stuff that I've missed, some of the stuff that is new. I'm getting a lot of comments on my videos, which is a great thing. Whether it be good comments or negative comments, we're gonna have fun with it. I don't mind negative comments. Don't think that I feel away if you feel like you're saying something negative about my content or about a video or an opinion that you may have watched. Don't worry, no sweat off my back. We're here to have fun and enjoy ourselves. It's entertainment. Just like the product that we watch, it's supposed to be entertainment, and not everybody likes everything. So it's fine. Trust me. You're not hurting me at all. Now, I am going to clap back at some of y'all in this one. But why was this important to me? For those of you who have been around, my channels for years and years, even though it's been a 500 subscription goal, I gotta say, me kind of knowing how YouTube works, it's kind of like I'm cheating by starting over brand new and getting this to a 500 subscribers. Though I am thoroughly surprised at how fast this went, so we gotta applaud you the viewer, for helping me get to that number, especially as quickly as we have. Man, god damn, I was not expecting, bro. I had my friend, well actually I didn't. I'm over at a cigar lounge with a really good friend of mine, and I told him that I started this new journey, started a brand new channel, and I just wanted to see how it can grow organically. And I showed them the subscriber count that I had. I think at the time, it was on Monday. No, it was on Sunday night. I was at 358. And I showed them, and I was like, yo, man, this thing is growing fast. Like, I'm getting, 40 to 50 subscribers a day. I'm like, man, he's like, yeah, man, I think that you could reach that 500 by the weekend. I was like, I think I can reach it by Wednesday. Jesus Christ, I was wrong. I reached it within 24 hours. And if you look now, we're gone. We're far. We're not in a different time zone, but we're far away from 500 subscribers. Maybe I should have made this video before we hit it, but here we are. So again, thank you for helping me reach that goal. The reason why it was important to me was because for those of you who've been following me for years on my other channels, on my main channel, I've been struggling with trying to figure out why this thing isn't taking off when I do put out content. And it's because the channel's dormant. The channel's dead. There's nothing I could do about it. So I needed to know, is it me that's the problem, or is it YouTube that's the problem? So I started the new channel, which here we are. And no, it wasn't me. And doing this as much as I'm doing it now, it's gotten the excitement back in it for me. The interaction that I've been longing for over on my main channel. We finally have it here, with some of my older subscribers that have been with me for years, and a lot of new subscribers that have come in. You guys are vibing with me and enjoying the content and interacting. So we're not mad at that. Now, without further ado, I'm going to read over a couple of the comments, not a couple, a couple from each of the videos, some of the more recent videos. And this is something that I want to do recently. This is something that I want to do weekly because I want to make sure that you guys are involved in the channel as much as can't be as much as I am. I got to do the editing and all of this shit. I got to talk. But you guys get to talk too, so I'm going to make sure that you're a part of the content and the journey as well. Quick announcements. I am going to be starting a Patreon, and I'm going to be looking to start it at the top of the month. I always fail to mention this, but while we're on the topic of Patreon, for anybody that does want to support the channel monetarily, I do have links for that in the description. Will definitely be appreciated and mentioned in future videos. So, if we're going to be talking about Patreon, I might as well just throw that out there, right? A little shameless. Yeah, say a little shameless song. It's going to be reaction videos in which I could actually put the wrestling content on the screen and give my reactions to it. We're going to go over matches. I'm even going to start a series where I'm watching, let's say, like a Lucha Underground or UFW. For those of you who remember my Twitch days and we watched UFW live, that was a ball. That was a time. We had a lot of fun with that. We're going to do it again. And we're going to watch different eras of wrestling. You know, we'll go back. I mean, not too far back where you're bored, but we're going to watch some different eras of wrestling, and we're going to enjoy that. And I'm going to have that up on Patreon. I'm going to get started on recording that very soon. So I know I've been uploading frequently, but if you see me missing a day, it's because we're working on getting that Patreon up and going, you know. So if you want to check it out and support the channel via that way, I will have the updates in videos going forward from that. All right, I've been talking for way too long. We're almost 7 minutes in. Let's get to some of these comments. We're going to start off with the Io Shirai and Bianca Belair video first. I want to say I made this video because it's something that I noticed about how much of a fan I'm becoming of Io Sky. Whereas before it was Bianca was like head and shoulders above everybody for me as far as who I liked. And now to me, Io Shirai has surpassed that. And it's because of how they are portraying Bianca Belair over the past couple of years, as opposed to how Io Sky is getting over when, you know, even when she's losing matches and she doesn't speak the language, you know. So that's what the video was about. You know, some people thought that I was saying things like, or maybe they thought I was complaining about Bianca. That's another. We're going to talk about fucking complaining. I could curse in this video. I'm not monetized. We're going to talk about fucking complaining because I'm about tired of y'all talking about I'm complaining. We'll get there. But even though I am pitting these two women against each other, it's not to say who has more accolades. It's not that. It's just who I enjoy more at the moment. So we have a comment from Dirty Gatto. Let me say this. Also, I'm not good with names. So oftentimes I rebook people and I give them a whole new name. And for people that have been rocking with me for years, y'all kind of go with that name going forward. So if I change your name, don't feel offended. Just feel welcome. You're one of us. So this is from Dirty Gatto. He says, facts. It's interesting with Io. WWE clearly likes and trusts her to go out there and put on banger performances in high-profile matches. I would say she over-delivers to maybe what they expect, which is a good thing. Even when she loses, she still comes out looking strong. Instead of her stock dropping, it actually rises. It's crazy. Like, you literally can't say that about any other woman on the roster. They need to stop using her as just a talent-enhancing wrestler. WWE needs to pull the trigger on Io and take the belt off of Rhea. And it says read more, and I can't believe that I didn't click on the read more part before screenshotting this. But that right there is the entire point of the video. It's just how well Io has gotten over without much to do. Some things are undeniable. And also, that's the thing about this video. I'm going to be commenting, or I'm going to be responding to these comments, because there oftentimes comes a comment that I'll get where I'm like, damn, I can make a standalone video off of just that comment alone. So I'm going to be taking some of those comments and just giving a short response to them. But yeah, I don't think I responded to this one. So I wanted to make sure that I acknowledged you, Mr. Gatto. Is it Gatto or Gatto? Well, I'm going to figure you out soon enough. Next, from Derek Middleton. She, Bianca, was champion for over 400 days. Wow, this is wrestling entertainment. Unless you're John Cena, no one stays at the top forever. Absolutely true. But what I will say to that is, Bianca doesn't have to stay the champion forever. That's another thing. Some certain buzzwords seem to trigger people. Like, for me, it's all forever and words like that. Whereas, like, when I make my content, I'm never talking like that. I'm not talking about all people feel a way or all wrestlers are this way or this is how something is supposed to be forever. And that's not me. If I don't say those words, I don't know, maybe it's a triggered reaction or emotion. If so, my apologies. However, she doesn't have to be at the tippity top forever. She can be portrayed as the way that she was, even when she wasn't champion. She wasn't really eating any pins, but she is at the top. She's supposed to be at the top. So you just have to find different angles and different feuds and different storylines to keep her involved, even without the title. That way you can keep her at the top without having to keep the title on her. John Cena being a reference, it says, unless you're John Cena, no one stays at the top forever. Cena stayed at the top forever. And even when he wasn't champion, they had stuff for Cena to do. Now, granted, they went overboard with Cena because even when he wasn't champion, he was still in the main event over the title, which is not good. You don't have to do that with a Bianca, but we know when somebody's at the top versus when they're starting to fall down the ladder. Third 2000. Here's a comment from him. He is starting to quickly become one of my favorites, and he's a new person. At least, I don't think I've ever seen his name before, but he makes sure he's commenting on all these videos, which I appreciate, so thank you. He says, I don't think Bianca's been surpassed by her. I think she's putting over the talent. People got to remember she was champion every year, and still, she literally is the longest reigning women's champion. Right now, I think if Bianca retired, she has a huge resume. She's kind of like a mixture of Kurt Angle and John Cena. In terms of career, how quickly she picked up on everything, I would consider her a legend in the next 5 years, even 2 years. That's how good she is. Vince McMahon booked Bianca like the second coming of John Cena. It's so funny you say that. See, now people are going to take what I'm about to say as a complaint. But let's look at something that's factual. Triple H had Bianca in NXT, and he booked her like a saint, would not let her lose, until it came time for her to challenge for the title. Bianca could not touch the NXT Women's Championship. Who knows why? Who knows? But she was getting up there. She was getting up there as far as her star power. Matter of fact, she was up there. They just wouldn't strap her. Bring her up to the main roster, and Vince saw money, star potential. He saw the world in Bianca, and he portrayed her as such. Instantly shot her up to the top of the card. Instantly put the title on her. Longest reigning women's champion of all time. And she's clearly marketable. You've seen Bianca everywhere as the woman. Just so happens that she's black. Speaking of black, if you only watch WWE and didn't pay attention to anything else in life, you would think that black history did not exist. People are going to say that's a complaint. I'm sorry, I'm black. I notice it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're white, you noticed it too. You noticed it. Vince made sure that he celebrated Black History Month. It's just been real spooky and quiet since Triple H has gotten it, but I digress. Yeah, that's a big difference between how Bianca's booked depending on who's running the show. It's really interesting. I mean, granted, she is a tag team chick. Well, she was. She just dropped that to Liv and Raquel, which was something that they needed to do because we need to start moving that storyline on, and that tag title was holding Bianca back. So that would be my long-winded short answer to this message. Sorry that took a long time. Next, we're going to tackle some of the comments, just a couple of the comments from the Triple H Crash Out video. This video isn't my detailed Triple H video that I want to do. It was received well. It was just what popped up in my mind and I freestyled that video. Just sometimes I'll read a comment and it'll just get my mind going and I just hit that record button. and I just started going. So this one wasn't even thought out. I just needed to get some stuff off of my chest about how I was feeling with Triple H and how I honestly do feel as though he's trying to be the standout of the company. I mean, if you follow Triple H throughout all of his run in WWE and all of the backstage stuff, what I said in that video should not surprise anybody. So let's look at a couple of the comments. This one is from J Kingdom 33. I'm not whatever AYNO. It's just J Kingdom. But we just took that part off. I don't know what to do with AYNO. I don't know. Ano is all right. People are starting to see that the black and gold era was a bit overrated in a lot of aspects. I disagree. Triple H is trying to get his black and gold era way of booking over, and it's just not working. I disagree. This is not black and gold booking at all. At all. This ain't close to how black and gold was. I'm starting to think, oh no, let's continue on. Remember, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes was Vince McMahon's projects. The final boss was clearly The Rock's idea. Anything outside of those three is Triple H's lackluster way of booking. Triple H will eventually be questioned not only by the fans, but by the higher-ups. See, here's the thing about it. Sometimes people notice it a lot earlier than other people notice it. It takes a while for some people to get onto the boat. It takes a while for people to take off the rose-colored lenses. It takes a little bit. Hey, some of us have a head start because we look at it differently. And it's not to shame anybody that doesn't see it ahead of time. If you enjoy what you enjoy it. Other people just enjoy it or don't enjoy it in a different way. And that's fine. Not everybody sees eye to eye. We can have differing opinions and have open dialogue. It's until you start using words like glazing and complaining and stuff like that where it's like, all right, why we gotta take it to that direction, dog? Like, let's just disagree, have a dialogue, and kick it, and be cool afterwards, and, bump titles together. I mean, that's how I do it over here on my channel. So like I said earlier, if you want to disagree, or if you want to kick my back in, I'm a content creator. I'm open game. Have at it. But going back to the black and gold thing, I don't know, did you watch all of Black and Gold? Because Black and Gold was awesome. Now, granted, Triple H did bring in a whole bunch of indies people to be the star of the show, whereas he had some of the homegrown talent that was there and was supposed to be building up, and he didn't raise their level up to that level as he did the people that he was bringing in. That's a Triple H problem, but he did take those projects from the outside, bring them in, and made them even better. The match quality was infinitely better than what we're seeing on the main roster now. If you follow some of the story and character, it wasn't story. It was more so character development that we got in Gold and Black, or Black and Gold, which is what helped us connect with those wrestlers a lot more than we do on the main roster. On the main roster, characters we don't get to see their development. Or if we do, it's like, hey, here's a thing that happened, so I react this way. Here's another thing that happened, so now I'm gonna react this way. Instead of, and I hate to say it, but when you watch the story of Roman becoming the head of the table and the tribal chief, you saw how he got from point A to point Z. You saw the whole story play out. Whereas sometimes we're often trying to figure out why certain people feel like how they feel. No, we want to see the journey and connect with some of these. This is a video. I'm sorry. I'm cutting this short. I hope I gave you good enough response here. All right. This one is from Angels Reese. Reese Angle. Reese Angle. I'm sorry. And he's one that I could tell Reese Angel likes to debate. And I'm here for it. This isn't one of his debating comments, but he has had some, and he's been commenting frequently, so I appreciate that. He says, the Roman glazing needs to stop. WrestleMania 2022 tickets was very low. They had to bring in Austin and Cody to sell tickets. He's not dead ass. He's not dead ass. There's no way he's dead ass. Let me see something. WrestleMania 2022. All right. WrestleMania took place in Arlington, Texas. Isn't Austin supposed to be billed from Texas? Wouldn't it be kind of like a hometown thing for Austin to show up there? And also, that was some of the last days of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon likes big attractions. He always wanted one on each WrestleMania. Austin's a big attraction. You bring them in. Everything they do is to sell tickets. Now, how do we know that the tickets were low? I mean, we're coming off of COVID. Let's get a big bump. I'm not going to say that that's like ticket sales. Let's say ticket sales were low. There's no way that they were low because of Roman. Roman was doing excellent business during COVID, during the Thunderdome, and right after it. Everything revolved around Roman, and when it did, that is what all of the attention was on. The stuff around Roman, meaning the stuff that he wasn't involved with, they had to step their game up. As far as bringing in Cody to sell tickets, there's no way you believe that. There's no way. He got booed out of AEW, and you want me to believe that Cody Rhodes, a person that they never said his name on TV, was the reason why they sold tickets. You not dead ass. You not dead ass, dog. And that was followed up by, is it Papal Hayes? I think it's Papal Hayes. Roman Glaze is crazy. Motherfucker doesn't show up, and he doesn't feel the need to, for the simple fact, for the simple fact, Triple H has spoiled him as well as Cody. Triple H had Braun sitting in the crowd since his match at SummerSlam, and this is his first match since then. Damn, it's been that long since Braun has had him. No. He had the match with Sheamus one-on-one after that, so I'm going to take that back. No. Disagree. Well, not disagree, but you might have overlooked that. Lyra is finally defending her belt. Lyra is amazing. I said this over on the other channel before. To me, Lyra is like the female. To me, Lyra is the female version of Daniel Bryan wrestling-wise. That woman is a wrestling machine. And if they could tap into building her character around that, then they got something. Right now, I don't think they know what to do with her character, so people probably aren't noticing how good she is. Lyra is, wrestling talent-wise, that girl's a generational talent. She's really good. Like for people that like grapplers. I like grapplers. Goon is finally wrestling on weekly TV. All right, this was 9 hours ago, so we got him and Akira Tozawa. So there's that. The tag belts, the women, finally felt meaning for once, and in a meaningful match. Like, it's ridiculous at this point. Bring back weekly defending your title. I don't care if you're Roman, Cody, Punk, or whomever. I 100,000% agree. And I will be making a video on how titles are defended or lack thereof pretty soon. I agree. People need to be there. They need to be defending their titles. They need to be, they're showing up, but they're just showing up to cut a promo. We shouldn't have champions who have like one defense in 3 months. It shouldn't be like that. That's a crying scream. We got to go back to the 30-day rule. And not only that, we can have our champions wrestle in nothing matches like what you did with a Gunther and Tozawa. We can go into how Gunther almost never wrestles, but to keep him over as a heel, you can have him as that dominant. He always got this Nazi look to him, this general look to him. He could just continuously build up heat by just beating up on smaller people every week and not even giving them title defenses, but just get in the ring and remind us of who you are. and why everybody fell in love with you as the ass-kicking champion that you are. Talking about Gunther. As for Roman Reigns, I got a feeling we'll get there in one of them Roman Reigns comments videos. Good Lord, this is going to go long. All right, this one is from the Hill Player, who I know is a longtime subscriber of mine. Not this channel, this channel's new, but other channels. He says, LOL, you know what? It never dawned on me that Triple H was putting himself over so much and thought you might be over-exaggerating or exaggerating. But then I literally saw him posing with Liv and Raquel after they won the titles last night. And then I realized, you're right about that. Listen, you've known me long enough. When I notice something, I speak on it. And it might not make sense to you at that moment. But when you just walk with me and I open your eyes up to something that I'm noticing, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. And it's gonna make all the sense in the world. It's the small things. It's the minute, small little details that count for everybody that remembers. Do y'all remember Triple H's hands and how we got Triple H's hands over? Now look at what Triple H is doing with his hands. Never mind. We got The Rock for that. And another thing that I dislike about this Paul era is him playing it safe every PLE. I don't know if you realized it, but there have been no real consequences in these PLEs over the past several months. I would say over this entire reign. I don't even really remember Vince's PLEs for some reason. I don't really remember them. But yeah, these PLEs feel like how Vince booked the Saudi PLEs when they first got the Saudi deal. No real consequences. Titles aren't really switching like that. He wants to give everybody a long title reign. You don't want to start any new stories in there. They just all feel like this. Now I'm complaining. You got me. I'm complaining now. But they just feel like throwaways. They don't feel like you have to watch them in order to feel like you're keeping up with the story. You can miss some of these shows, and as long as it's not the main event match, you didn't miss anything. So that's where I'm at with that one. But thank you, Hill Player. All right, up next, we have the I Want Your Soul video. This one, I just wanted to have fun with this video. Oftentimes, my videos, I'm just having fun. And I want a lot of people to know that I'm just having fun. And sometimes, I take you along for a ride and we go into the details of everything, but just know I'm having fun. It's entertainment, like I said. And I want you guys to be entertained and just see it as entertainment. But we have one from T Drivers. He says, Cody Rhodes isn't the problem with his title reign. There's no direction to his title reign. Cody needs to want something. He was so compelling when chasing the title because he wanted to finish the story for Dusty. Roman Reigns was so compelling as a champion because the championship made him the tribal chief and the head of the table. He needed that belt. He wasn't just defending it to defend it. They needed to add some emotional stakes to it. Cody's elite when he has something to work with. I can keep this one short. Hey, this might be the shortest one. I just wholeheartedly agree with everything you said. He needs something. And that's why I made the video of Roman versus Cody should be the rivalry that we had with Austin versus The Rock. And for some reason, people saw that video as complaining. I'm like, wait, I need to listen back to this. Was I complaining? No, I wasn't. I was giving my opinion on things that could that's like, okay, Cody's here, but the thing that could get him up here is if he had this thing. And I actually probably complained about Roman in that video way more than I did anything about Cody, and yet people was commenting as if I was kicking Cody's back in. I'm like, huh? Did you listen or did you just skim through it? I think you skimmed through it. Or you saw Cody and got in your emotions. Good comment. Nothing I can say here because I just agree with everything you said. There's nothing here I disagree with. So, T Drivers, thank you. Here we go. This one is from X-Con. Name like that, I shouldn't trust you. But we got X-Con. He says, his title reign up to this point is boring because we all wanted more Roman. And you definitely hit the nail on the head when you say they nerfed Roman. They killed him off, yet they let him get the Uafala. So he is the tribal chief. What's The Rock gonna do with Jacob? Is Jacob already taking orders from the final boss? And it makes it awesome when we see Dwayne. Oh, when we saw Dwayne last time, everyone was expecting the final boss when we had The Rock. And most of us were let down, but now it makes sense as we saw the final boss come back to SmackDown. That was hard for me to read. Too many words. My dyslexia kicked in. I'm sorry. But I didn't pull out this comment for that. I pulled out the comment for TJ. TJ23 says the numbers tell a different story. To me, I said, hey, this ain't my business because I don't think he's responding to me. But I'm like, well, which numbers are you referring to? Because I know he's referring to, he says, Cody's road has been boring. And TJ says that the numbers tell a different story. Now, granted, I'm sure that he's talking about sales, ticket sales, and overall interest in the company. But there's something missing from that. Let's check his response. He says the numbers in terms of interest. Anytime Cody had a respectable heel to go against, the numbers in terms of individual interest toward him was really good. Oh, whoa. Let's run that back. Anytime Cody had a respectable heel to go against. Oh, would you look at that? It all depends on who he's going against and not him as the champion. What about bringing other people up to his level? What about helping them get over? Roman did that. Even when he was dutting people out, he was still getting people interested in those feuds and in those matches. But for you, TJ, anytime Cody had a respectable heel to go against, the numbers in terms of individual interests toward him was really good. What about against the Carmelo Hayes? That's somebody you're supposed to bring up to your level. I digress. Not talking about the shows as a whole. Good thing you said that, because I was definitely going to talk about ratings, because numbers are down with Cody as your weekly champion. It's not a complaint about Cody. I'm pointing out the obvious. People don't like when people point out the truth. I love you, though. I love you. You can kick my back in. I know you want to. Can't fight with facts. I'm sorry. But interest in him has been high. When he feuded with guys like AJ, that's not true. Gunther, it's not really true. They didn't really do anything. And Kevin Owens, that's true. Entrance. I did it again. Interest was up with Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens knows how to bring that out of people. And even Logan Paul. I don't even really remember. I don't remember that. I don't even remember that. Continuing on. His low moments has been the Bloodline Vortex. What? That's when people were the most interested in Cody, and you say that's his low moments? Which people want him away from because Hunter was trying to get the new Bloodline over and it failed. No. Moving right along. Next, we're going to talk about the Roman Nerf video. What can I say about this video? This wasn't a video to say I wanted Roman to still be champion. This was to say that Roman's aura, I combined the two, Roman's aura and his star power doesn't feel the same. And I explained thoroughly in that video why that is. I don't think people fully, I look at average view duration, and some of y'all only watch about 30 to 40% of the video, and then y'all just go in. I know it's you. I know it's you. You got to get to the end for me to flesh out the entire. You're long-winded. You talk too much. Yeah, just like in this video. But here we are. I'm sorry. I like to give detailed, thought-out opinions. Sue me. That's what we're here for, though. WWE is still okay, in my opinion. It's not like Roman is gone, and nothing might beat WrestleMania 39 and 40 build-up with or without Roman. Okay, I get what he's saying there. And who says Roman won't be at Mania? Well, I didn't say he won't be there. He just hasn't been a part of the build-up. Is this the... Oh, no, this isn't the nerfing Roman video. This is the video where I talked about Roman. The WrestleMania build-up doesn't feel the same without Roman. I think he responded to the title and not the actual video. It wasn't to say that Roman wasn't going to be there. He just hasn't been factored into the build-up of WrestleMania. Continuing on. And WrestleMania is not mid-card heavy. Triple H has just been off lately. You don't say. And I expect all this backlash because Triple H has spoiled us with great storylines for years now. Did he? He continued on one. What other storylines he gave us for years? I'm trying to think. I'm looking weird like this because I'm trying to think. I can't think. Remember the Vince era? Once Vince had The Miz in the main event, not to take anything away from The Miz, it was to push the Cena and Rock feud. True. WWE is to blame, not Cody or Roman. So don't say WrestleMania is boring without Roman. We haven't had a WrestleMania without Roman. Said the build-up to WrestleMania minus Roman doesn't have the same hype that it did with Roman. Those are two staunchly different statements there. They're different. Stop changing my words. But that's what the comments are for. It's to change my words. I fuck with you. And you can't say people aren't talking. He commented this 2 days ago. This video came out before The Rock returned, just for context. If anything, this year, WrestleMania is the most unpredictable, and it got so many speculating. Not to mention the recent promo between Cody and The Rock. See, all right. Yeah. Let's rewind back to the other sentence. If anything, this year's WrestleMania is the most unpredictable, and it got so many speculating. That's because they haven't booked anything for it. Outside of your world title matches for the men and women, what matches we got? What do we have for our mid-carders? What do we have for our women? That's why it's unpredictable. We don't know the matches. And where is it? He spoiled us with great storylines for years now. Well, if that's the case, we would know what our mid-card matches and our women matches are because they will have a storyline following them. Yet, however, they don't. So we don't know their matches, we don't know their story, and you're trying to figure out why it's unpredictable? Because we can't even predict who's going to be there. Gotcha. Up next, we got Jake Wheeler. Oh, that's easy to say. I have Jake Wheeler. All right. Cody's. Why did I pick? Oh, because Reese Angle is in this one. That's why I came back for this comment. Here we go. Let's get to it. Cody's reign has been lackluster and it's proven that he is not the guy to carry the company. Roman carried the company on his back as champion for 3.5 years. And he dropped the title to someone people thought could carry the title in the company like he did, and he's failed. And now people want Roman to come back to save WrestleMania. That is the point of the video. People complained about Roman being at the top, and now that you take Roman out of the booking plans, meaning from the build-up, you take him out of the build-up plans, and people are reaping what they sow, which is why I started off that video the way that I started off with the Roman clip of Roman saying, people aren't going to be too happy when I'm not at the top anymore. I digress. How many of those people wish Roman had retained at WrestleMania? I mean, I wish that he retained at WrestleMania, but that was because I was on the other side of the fence of the Cody story. There was the Cody side, and there was the Roman side. I was on the Roman side. But, I mean, we all knew how that was going to play out. Roman carried Cody in the build-up of WrestleMania 39, and Seth, Roman, and Rock carried Cody in the build-up of WrestleMania 40. I don't. Cody did his part. Cody definitely did his part. Cody can't carry a story like Roman can. And just recently, Kevin Owens carried him to a good story after 8 months of boring feuds. Well, you know what they say about common denominators. Is anybody excited for Cody's title match at WrestleMania 41? Great question. Great question. I really miss Roman. See, he misses Roman. And that's okay. It's okay. A response came in from Dre Rush. He says, actually Cody is Cody actually is great on the mic, has great matches all the time. Subjective. Your opinion. And his merchandise is top selling along with Jey Uso. I don't think that has anything to do with what he said. But the problem is his storylines. Yes. His feuds outside of that Kevin Owens feud were just throwing people at Cody and in and out of storylines with Solo's bloodline. Yeah. But I'm not going to say that he has great matches all the time. I'm not going to say that. Are they good wrestling matches? Yeah, for the most part, but nothing about them are memorable or draw me into want to care about the matches. It's just I'm one of me. I could be one of many, but there's just another side of the fence, and it's okay to disagree. Oftentimes I don't care for the Cody match. I don't know. I just don't care. And now we have Angel Reese, who said, I'm calling him Angel Reese going forward. Roman didn't carry Solo. Roman didn't carry Cody in the build-up to WrestleMania 39. Cody and Heyman did all the segments. I'm too old. I don't remember the build-up. Mania 40, Rock and Cody carried that. So what are you talking about? I would say Rock kind of carried that shit by itself. Yeah, Rock carried that by itself. Yeah, that was all Rocky. He beat the piss out of Cody, and Cody ain't do nothing about it. Yeah, that was all Rocky. I'm sorry. I sorry. Now we're going to talk about the How to Kill a King video. Oh boy, this one got me a lot of attention. Holy shit. I was not I put time into this one, but I didn't expect this. I did not expect that video to do all that it did, and it brought a lot of you here. All right, let's get into the comments. This one is from Kenziel. I think I got that right, but he's now a new frequent commenter, so I appreciate you. New name, I like it. Says the king killed himself by signing a contract that's not favorable to the company, so they had to turn their attention toward those that were available. The company gave him his glory. They can as well shrink it. I'm a Roman fan, but don't appreciate his recent work ethic. Had it been that he's making movies, it would have been understandable. I agree. Dude's not there. So we gotta keep moving on. We gotta keep the ball moving. And it's not like you're doing movies, so why you need this time off? Leukemia. He still gotta have his treatments. He can't hump the road as much as everybody else does because he still has to get this thing treated. Now, granted, he is spending a lot of time away from the business, and he could circumvent that by being, I don't know, maybe on some TV shows or in some movies or, advertising the company, sports center. He could be making appearances. I could understand, like, if it's a family call and they don't want him to be around too many people because you don't know what you. I don't know. It's not contagious or anything, but maybe there's something that can worsen it. I don't know. But the starting factor of why his contract became what it was because of his leukemia. Everything else you said here, I wholeheartedly agree with. Now we have one from. We're gonna call you Naya. Is it Nyla? Is it Nia? We're gonna go to I hope this is a woman. When he returned and spread solo. That's dyslexia. When he returned and speared Solo, he should have also speared Cody. He should have been booked as someone who didn't give a shit whether you're good or a bad guy. He's going to tear through you until he got that title back. But it's just been a disaster return for him. I agree. Nothing should matter except for the title for him. The guys Uwafala back, cool. We got that out the way. We should be full speed ahead on getting to that title. And the start and stop, it's kind of tough to put him in and keep him in that position. So it's the curious case of Roman Reigns. You can have, we would love to have. Just don't think that we can have it anymore. And we have one from Nelly. How long is this video? We have one from Nelly. I support the nerf. We had 3 years where WWE was the Roman show. If the Roman, I used to say that, the Roman and the Reigns. If the Roman was given that type of plot armor of dominance again, WWE could be boring or would be boring. So my response, and I had to get this whole thing because the back and forth. I said, what if, hear me out now, but what if they brought other people up to his level? And there's one word in here that triggered me to copy this whole thing. He says, it's not possible. If everyone is special, no one is special. Let's go back to mine. What if they brought other people up to his level? Let's look at Nelly again. If everyone, who said everyone? Sir, ma'am, sir. Nelly's I know a girl named Nelly. Sir, I said others. I didn't say everyone. Sir. Love you though. If everyone's special, no one is special. Bringing too many people to peak Roman's level. Didn't say peak Roman's level. No, that's not what that means. This is why sometimes it bothers me talking to some people, because it's like, do you purposely misunderstand what I'm saying? I didn't say bring him to peak Roman level. You don't make everybody what WWE thinks that Cody Rhodes is. You don't know. You just bring people up there. Get them important too. Like what I had with I put the clip. Drew McIntyre could have easily been at that level. He was beating people. He's beating Brock Lesnar. He's beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Drew, in a lot of people's eyes, was seen as somebody that can be compatible to a Roman Reigns. Not at the exact same level, but high enough for people to be invested in him. That is what I mean by bring someone to that person's level. Continuing on, maybe give him a couple more world title reigns with a decent duration, but the guy shouldn't be on a power trip like he was at the peak of the Bloodline saga. He needs to be vulnerable enough so it's believable any top WWE star can catch him slipping. Why catch him slipping instead of bringing someone up to his level? Like, what about when you bring Brock Lesnar in? Are we worried about Brock Lesnar catching Roman slipping? Let's say you were to bring a Goldberg in. Are we worried about Goldberg catching him slipping? No. When we look at them, you put them on the marquee, your casual fan is going to see that and be like, oh man, this is going to be kick-ass. Because that person's investment is up there. So we'll have somebody like a Drew McIntyre who you can look at and be like, he clearly should be there. And you put him on the marquee and people just don't believe it. They're not going to buy in. Why? Because he's not at that level. But you can look at a Seth Rollins who we can see is not at that level. But a Seth Rollins could catch him slipping. Why? Because in Roman's eyes, Seth is at his level. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Damn, it's a long video. And in response, Ohio Sigma responds to him, ever since Roman had the title, he created so many new drama, that's what he said, that actually elevated the interest for more people to come back and start watching WWE again. Then they just threw it all away. Some stuff you can't argue with. Stuff you just can't argue with. And that's one of those things. Let's go to Who Sells Out. The Who Sells Out video. This one's, I don't have to explain this video. But I did like this comment, this back and forth thing that they had going on. Longtime subscriber, Magnus Allen says, it needs to be Drew that sells his soul. Sells wrong. That sells his, it's a different sell. I mean, in America, we have like different spellings for the same word. Sorry, Magnus. I still want my Crash Out Big Three and Drew, Seth, and Kev. That's a damn good Crash Out trio right there. Man, they be crashing out like a mug. So I just said I agree. Says it ties into the phone call Rock could have made with Drew. The devil would tempt a person most desperate. If we're using The Rock as the devil, can he offer him the title and use the added bonus of screwing Punk out of his dream? That makes so much sense. All of that just makes so much sense, and Drew is the perfect person. Drew McIntyre is Vegeta. That's the perfect person to put the Majin on his forehead. He's perfect. Scott Hunt said there's a storyline here. They dropped a few seeds, but I have a hard time believing it's going to be Cody versus Drew at Mania. He's not at that level. Sorry, kid. The only viable matches for Cody, in my opinion, are Cena and Punk. Outside shot, it's Logan, but that seems more unlikely than Drew. Agreed. It feels like we're getting Cody Cena or Punk Paul. Cody Cena, Punk Paul, Rollins and Reigns at Mania. You could interchange the first two if necessary, but I agree with the three. I could be wrong, but that's where the tea leaves say at present. I like it. Luke, as much as I would want that to happen, WWE has unfortunately done a bad job with Drew since the Punk feud, and his stock has gone down significantly. True. And that's because while with Punk, Drew's level, his stock was going sky high. So, I mean, if he ain't have no opponents, and I'm not even talking about like have somebody that's at his, he didn't have anybody to work with. Like, they ain't do anything with him. All they had to do was just keep doing stuff with him. Could have just kept crashing out on people, like the Bloodline Hunter that he was, but they didn't do it. He just wouldn't be believable as a threat to Cody, especially after getting rolled up by Jimmy Uso like he's a mid-card scrub. Or schlub. Beck, I'm not going to try to say that whole name. Like, both of these names back to back look like bot names, but since they put in real thought-out provoking responses, I know that they're legit. He says, yeah, I do agree. I think Drew will be billed to face Cody at SummerSlam if he's holding the title that long, which he probably is. But this is WWE. You never know. Jay won the Rumble a week after losing to Goon, and Cody's last singles match loss was against Drew McIntyre. So there's that. Okay. All right, that's the only comment that I had there. And now we are at the final video comments, and we are over an hour. I don't know how editing is going to work, but yeah, we're over an hour here. All right, let's get to it. Let's go to Smooth Handle on the Robbed of a Rivalry. This is the video where people said that I was complaining about Cody. Do you just listen to my music or do you just skim through it? But anyway, that's not this person, just other comments. I agree 100%. Seeing Cody stand there with The Rock confirms my belief that Cody is a top star. He just hasn't had any top talent to beef with. They should have had him go to Raw to get away from the bloodline thing. See? Here's a person that understood the video. Probably watched the whole damn thing. This was not a complaint about Cody. I was saying that he's the top guy. He just needs something to sink his teeth into. A la, we were robbed of a rivalry. And in this video, why were we robbed of a rivalry? Because Roman can't be there. But somehow they saw that as a complaint about Cody. Can I curse at y'all? I don't love dumb. I love debate. I don't love dumb. Game time. By the way, Smooth Handle. None of that was directed at you. None of it was. Game time. Who said Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns rivalry is over? The Rock did. At the Raw after Mania last year. Some of you just complain to complain.
And here we go.
Their rivalry definitely showed to be still alive and well in the Bad Blood tag match. Roman even says Cody is in his way in life. He clearly views Cody as an equal. Even after that, as Paul Heyman says, Roman respects him and is coming for his championship. It shows that till today, their rivalry has been rooted in respect and is still a rivalry. I agree. But nowhere in the video did I say it was over. So is this comment a complaint to complain? Nowhere in the video did I say that their rivalry was over. I said we were robbed of a rivalry, meaning we should have gotten more of this. And I cited my sources and gave examples of bringing up older time past rivalries and how those rivalries went, and they were always at each other, even when they had their own feuds and storylines going on. I don't think y'all listen to understand. God damn it, now I'm complaining. Here's another. This one is from Average Human at 252. Why can't Cody do something on his own? The roster is more stacked than it's ever been, right? Everyone barks this, but you can't find opponents for this clown champion? No lies there. I mean, I'm not going to call him a clown champion, but there's no lies there. Everybody talks about how stacked this roster has been for years, and yet you got nothing for Cody to really sink his teeth into, and you have to rely on Roman or some sort of affiliation of Roman. Just excluding Kevin Owens from that at the moment. All right, this one is from Anointed Pastor Lewis Walking. That's a long name. Anointed Pastor Lewis Walking. I miss Pastor G. Where the fuck is Pastor G? Pardon me. Yeah, I don't know Pastor G. I agree with you. When I was booking Cody Rhodes' reign in my head, I felt like he needed a feud or a rival to play off of. That's something Cena had in spades with Cena and Edge, Cena and Randy, Cena and Punk, Cena and Orton, if I didn't say that already. John Cena has always had someone to play off of to make his stories interesting. Even Cena and Brock, Cena and Batista, Cena and AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes does not have that guy he can play off of. His main rival, it should be Reigns, but that's not happening now. And again, I'm sure that he's talking about as much as it should be happening. I think Gunther will be an amazing rival for Cody, but they put them in two different brands for some reason. Like, Cody last eliminated Gunther in 2023. I would have made, and it's cut off there. All right, that's horrible editing by me. I said my piece while reading this, and I wholeheartedly agree with everything he said here. He understood the assignment. The average man, average human, understood the assignment. And here we go. Last but not least, longtime viewer of mine, Vic85. They can't even build up the other champ on the same level as Cody. So you're asking for too much from them. Poor Gunther. Gunther's such a sore spot for me. But at the same time, the way they always go back to Kevin Owens and Sami, it does show that they know how to keep feuds going. That's a good point. Probably by default, though. Yeah, that's been their feud going like forever. Also, it just feels like their WrestleMania blueprint is to have big payoffs after the response from Bryan and Kofi winning. We got Cody's story, and now we have Jay's turn, most likely. Oh, Jay's turn. Not Jay's turn, but Jay's turn. As I just said, Gunther's a soft spot for me for how badly they've ruined him. I don't get how they went from the incredible IC reign to this. I guess it goes with what you said in the video. They can't build more than one person at a time. I don't know why they struggle with this. I don't know why they struggle with building up more than one person at a time. Vince had that problem too. Like after the Orton and Cena days and the Cena and Edge, like after those days, they could not build up multiple people at a time for some reason. I don't know why that is. Papel Hayes jumps in and says they buried Goon's character and gimmick. His whole gimmick revolves around being an ass kicker in the ring and showing he's the best. Oh, on a weekly basis. I saw ONNA, and usually I put Gunna as in GONNA, and I'm like, why is there a letter missing? And why doesn't it make, in my head, it just wasn't making sense. But on a weekly basis. Now he's relegated to a suit in the weekly 15-minute promos. He actually had a fun 5-minute, it was 3-minute, match with Tozawa last night. I don't care if it's a squash match or not, let Goon defend the belt weekly. I would be okay with just having Goon wrestle weekly. They could have kept him with Ludwig Kaiser, completely underrated wrestler, by the way. Could have kept them to get, like, they're just in complete different universes now. Why would you do that? You could have kept them playing off of each other, and that gives Goon more to do. It's just, All right, so that's going to complete this video. We finally come to the end. We are well over an hour in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end, drop a Club 500 salute to me down in the chat section. Also, you can give me whatever comments that you want to say about this video in the comment section below. Drop a like on it if you did. Subscribe if you're new. I mean, you made it this far, so you're one of us now. You might as well hit the sub button. And also, this is what I've been forgetting to say. Turn on your notifications, even though you guys come in as soon as I drop my videos. Yeah, right there. But turn on your notifications so that you can be notified when I drop a video. That's all I have with this one. Salute.